The fail lambda sense on the exhaust, weld, spring, weld, handbrake, number plate light bulb, place a bulb, it's fine. Right, so the next thing we come to do is this spring. It's obviously broken up here because that's sitting tight there. So there's a bolt up inside on the inside. That one. And then you have to undo this one that goes all the way through to there. Now that is one long bolt. The reason being you can't get this out. Shock absorber's out. Took a little bit of levering around to get from there. This did move, give me enough room all the way up there. Here we can see the shock absorber, and there's a broken part. Okay, just there. So they were right, it's broken. They're just not easy to do, are they? Shock absorber don't look too bad. Wire brush it, paint it, put it back. Could do. See how I feel. Super duper tool now for springs. Okay, something else on the floor. Pop in the vise. Turn this end. And it's supposed to squash the spring up. As you can see, it's actually squashing up a bit there. Then, flick this cover off. Undo that bolt there. This bit comes off there. mx5s always have I'll break it. A gasket that goes on there. I really don't know why, but they just do. And it's not a gasket, it's like plastic. Weird stuff. Right, so that's it. You can see that bit there. Where is it? There. That's moving and the spring's not. So the little clamps there. Crushed it up. 17mm socket in the end. Check that's going to go the right way. Let's see if it comes undone. There we are. Nut off. That bit off. That goes in there. Broken bit of spring. And then we'll let the ratchet off at this end. And it lets the tension off so that we can get the spring off. And then just for fun we'll do the other side, because really you should only put 2 springs on across an axle. Right, see the spring compressor here. Nice little bit of plastic in. I don't know what the plastic does. But, anyhow, it does something. I'm going to wind this out so that we can get the new spring in. Oh, wrong way. Should do, I think. New spring in the plastic bag. A lot of these springs have an uphill and a down, you know, right and the wrong way to fit. mx5s don't. They just fit. It's not going in there very well. So, just to help us a little bit, close it up a bit. A little bit more. So that sits nicely. Now, in here you probably can't see, but there's a lug. I'll show you one. In the set you get bigger ones. But in here, there's a little lug thing there, look. Sticks up. Now your spring's got to sit in this. and that holds it in place. If not, they flirt out. I didn't do this properly once, a long time ago. This broke off, this piece broke off. Spring came out and took a chunk out of my eyebrow as it went past. They're dangerous things, so just make sure that goes in there properly. Now then I'm going to wind this up, checking and making sure that those lugs are in. Right. A lot of people run them up with a gun. Don't like it myself. I like to be in control, nice and steady. Welsh, I'm not rushing. So there we go. Just wind and wind and wind. And this thing is squashing it up. And it makes a wind. Shock absorber for some reason has gone inside itself. I don't know how that is. Fully extended. Lots of my rubbers and things on here. This hasn't. That will go up that end. Sit under there. There is on the end of here, look, a flat. That marries up to a flat that's in there. Can you see that? No? Square bit in there. Oh, go on. Unless that's in the right place, it doesn't go. So, that in first. Make sure it's pulled right out again. Get that in first. Yeah. There should be a long rubber thing on here, but they've disappeared many moons ago. Like a rubber boot cover. But that goes on now. Somehow down there. That will give me enough to come through. That bit then goes on there, lining that flat up, goes in, and that should line up with that. Otherwise it doesn't go on properly. That is now disappearing down there. Here's my nut and bolt. My nut and washer really. Holds it all together. There's not quite enough thread coming through, so we have to squash the spring up a little bit more to enable us to get the nut on the end of here. That's there. Washer on first. It's a split washer, so it locks up. Nut on. Whilst I have a chance, you line that up to kind of line up with them because it goes straight on. Stick it and tighten it up. This I'll check and torque down when it's on the car. Gives me a lot more strength. Right, so I've got to get this out. So, I don't know why I always do it with a ratchet, but since it never took my eye out. There we go. One coil spring fastened on. Right. That's where we've got all apart. Nice new spring on. Now it's time to put it back together. Which I think is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So that goes down to, oh, no, that goes down to that hole first. And that goes under the hood. Down there. Down there. Down that side. Oh, that side's got room there. Gets all shoved back. Awkwardly goes in there. One, two, in there. Bring that across. Now get the bolt on top. Bring it back out again. Oh, can't see it. That's one started on the top. Now to get this back in place here. That needs to line up to that. Get some pry bars on this. Because that's got to come down. And that's got to go up. And that's got to go all at the same time. Now. Might not go up there. It's just very, very fiddly when you're on your own. That's not far off Birmingham spanner or knocking hammer. Going in. Oops. Pretty good because I can see half a hole. Get this in. That's going to be nice. I'll get a screwdriver. Right. So what we've got is, you can see there. You can see there. Oh, there it is. Half a hole. A little bit down there. We can use that to screwdriver. Line the hole up. It slides it up and down. So we'll try and get the bolt in. Go from the other side. Go from this side. So line the bolts up. Use a screwdriver on the other side to line it up. And then we tap it through. And that's that end in. Bolt on the other side. Now comes the bit up here. And line this up. This part up. And basically do the same. See there, it's manoeuvred. You can just about see the bolt going through in the gap here. Now what I will do is get something to tap this end and it should go through. Put a pair of mole grips on here. Work it through. Not easy sometimes. Get a hammer. Let's just tap the mole grips. You can see it's coming through. Now, keep an eye on that end. There. For the bolt coming through that little slot. This side's the most awkward because you've got the power steering pipes down there to keep an eye on. The other side, to the driver's side, there's no power steering pipes. And there you can just see the bolt starting to come through. And I'll try and give it a wiggle and not lose my hammer. You can see it turning in there. As it comes through, look. Each of those threads you can see passing through. And it should be coming out that end very soon. I can't do this. Well, it's there, you can see it. Going through. It's difficult to hit one end with a hammer and watch what the camera's doing. Right, so that's the whole way through now. That's the other end, it's there. The bottom bolt, the shock absorber there. No nut on the end, so I'm going to have to put nuts on the end and then go up to the top and do the ones at the top if I can. I have this thing where I think that if you tighten these bolts up, this one and this one now, with the suspension hanging down, it'll put these bushes here under tension all the time at ride out because it's twisting them, lifting them up. So I do this. I stick a piece of scaffold pole on my jack, jack it all up till the wheel's at ride height. You can usually tell that by the height of the angle of that bottom arm should be more or less level. And then tighten them up. Right, so here we have it. Bolts in, tightened up, torqued up, cleaned up shock absorber, nice new spring, all covers and bolts and bits and bats back together. Right, so what we're getting this time is a lambda sensor repair. I bought the original lambda sensor. It's supposed to be bad, which is this one. It looks a bit sooty, really. No, no. The new one I've got is this one. Not far off, does it? Sounds about the same. Back on there. Right. The only slight problem I have is the colours. And the colours on this one, as you can see, are 2 black, 1 blue, 1 white. Colours on this one are 2 white, 1 grey, 1 black. But it gives you a conversion chart. So if we follow that across, black one, right, so black one can either be yellow, purpley, black, white, positive. Can be any of them. I think it's that one. Because the grey goes to whatever that colour is, I presume that's blue. The white goes to a black one. White goes to a black one. A black one goes to a white one. Now, from as far as my knowledge is, there are 2 types of Lambda sensor. A heated one and a non-heated one. And the heated one are very expensive. Same as these. So I need to join them into there as pair. Which one was it? That one with the white one at the top. That one. Let's get a pen. So we're going to use that one. Lovely jubbly. So here we go. Just in case we have a mistake, I'll leave as much wire as I can on here. So I shall be cutting them off there, one there. He says if the cutters would cut the wire, we'd be fine, wouldn't we? But it doesn't. Okay, we're back. Another pair of wire cutters. I'm going to snip that up there a bit. That's why I try cutting one there. And me being me, I don't like to have them all joined in the same place. So I'll give that one a cut up there. I'll cut that one a bit lower down. And cut that one, I don't know about that. All different. Oh, that's not very good. Difference length, is it? So that's the old one. We will need to keep these little things. Right, put that to one side. Now it says black to white. See if these will do it. That didn't work very well, did it? Oh, what is? Not seen that. So that don't want to work. So we'll try a different one. Well, it's there. Black goes to white. Right, these things. Supposed to be all singing, all dancing. We shall see. Goes in there. Goes in there. That end goes in there, and you can just see inside. Goes in there. Didn't seem to go very straight to me. I think I've made them a bit too long. Nip a bit off that one. So that goes in there. We'll try again. At first you don't succeed. My new motto, give up. Sounds like somebody's coming in. Goes in there. Now I have the problem of heating it up. So hopefully, with a small flame, we can heat it up. So what is supposed to happen, that's kind of a shrink wrap that sticks to there. Inside the bit I'm warming now, you can see there, supposed to be some solder. And that's supposed to melt and core. Be a nice junction there. And I won't know really until it's on the car. I suppose it's a better thing to do than a lighter, but hey ho. And setting fire to it is not good, is it? Hold it all in together whilst it cools. And to be honest, I don't think that's worked, has it? That's not worked. That didn't work. Oh dear. Like I say, if at first you don't succeed, pack up and go home. So not everything works first time. Do the old-fashioned way, solder it together, or just try another one. Okay, now then. Oh, radio. Right, second attempt. First one wasn't that brilliant. So we've got another attempt going. You might, I don't know, not agree with this, but having got limited resources, this is what I've decided to do. That goes in there, that goes in there, that stays up in the air. One of these. Can we see this? Yep. So I'm guessing that's hot enough to melt the solder. I've seen one. I'll pause it now and do the others. And by the fourth attempt, I'm getting a bit good at this now. Right, and I think that should have been hot enough in there to melt the little bit of solder that's in there. Oh, but turn this off. It's a bit much in it. So, not too bad, eh? Not too bad. Right, so from here around there, taped it up, all those joins. So we've got one new lambda sensor taped up all the way around, ready to go. Hopefully plug back in again and hopefully work. We'll see what happens. Right, there is the hole for the lambda sensor to go in. Nice and in the way. Let's see if we can put it down. So that's tightened up in there. I've got to feed the wires around and then we can do the rest of the service. Might not be able to see too much, but I'm looking down there, putting these little brackets on. That goes that way. Oh, into there, somewhere. Much better. If I put my glasses on, I could see. It's gone in. It's sorted. Next up. That in. What I will do is turn the bracket away from the exhaust. Give it a bit of a chance to keep cool, or cooler. And we've got another one that goes around here somewhere. But I think, methinks that it's going to go there. And just have a look at another one. Maybe let's see what I'm doing. Through that hole, into that hole. Bolt's too small. Yep, bolt's too small. Okay, found one there that's the right size. Thread-wise, won't go through there. So, file it or drill it or something. Can you see that? Yeah, try another piece of pipe that will go on there. Okay, let's start again then. So I found a piece of pipe that will go on there. I found a piece of pipe that will go around there. So I'll cut a piece of that off, push it on the end of there. That will go on there. We'll take the bottom one off. That will go on there. And come all the way around. That off the end of there. Cut it there. That again, a little bit too big. So keeping that, throwing that, keep the clip. Push that into there. That's a nice tight fit. Come on there. Could be about there. A bit shorter maybe. Seem to have loads over there. That'll go up to there. That'll come around there like that. That seems right. That's broken. Clip's broken off there. So now's the time to get some small cable ties, one around there. And a couple for that thing over there. Lumber section. So There is a hole in there. So I can hold that on there. Dismiss. And I'll put one around there. And that can follow that all the way down. And another one around here somewhere. Come on. Simple things seem very difficult at times. That'll do. Get some cutters. Just happen to have some here. Special Parkside ones. Really good for this. Look at that. That's impressive. Thank you, Mr. Tasty Classics. That's where that came from. Okay. It should start. Let's see what happens. Okay. That's not good. That's all connected. That's all connected. That's not connected under there. You didn't tell me about that one under there. That's on now. See what happens. Sounds better, ticking over nicely. It's hard to have any air leaks. Sounds alright. Right. A little box down there, you got 4 plugs and a tiny oil filter. Really small, aren't they? 4 plugs. G-Cons. Decent make. That for Mazdas. One, 2, 3. Can't really get these wrong, can you? Because they won't reach. At least they're dry. That's a good thing. If they're good, I'll keep them for another one. What they look like. Bit sooty, but they look new. I did put plugs in this. There we go. Check the gaps right. Eyeball. Thumbnail. This is a nice little socket. It's magnetic. It's good. Simply put it in so you know you've not picked up any rubbish. And whilst you're doing this, you look around for brake fluid levels a bit low, probably because I bled the brakes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 1. Looks a bit wet, but it's nice and dry. I always check because sometimes the rocker covers leak and they fill it with oil. Then it can be a right mess. But this one's bone dry. Well, that's 4 actually. 4, 3. Number 2. I'll shove another one under there. Because it will look a bit neater going down then. Come on. That looks alright, doesn't it? Lovely, lovely to be. Pretty. Give it another start. It does sound nice. There. That there. So I'll get some light there. Right, so under here you'll see there's a sump bung. So that's the oil change. It's got quite an oil leak down there somewhere, hasn't it? Have a look at that when we got to the oil filter. But as I go back, you'll see lots of things on this ramp are in the way for the oil change. And I guess you've done lots of oil changes, or somebody's done oil changes, so you don't want to watch me do that. So I'll come back to you when I'm getting the filter off. I think this oil leak all around here is due to the bung, because there's no copper seal or anything on it. So what I've found is a nice little rubber one that we can probably use on there. Focus. And could probably use on there. And hopefully that'll seal it. Right, so there we've got the oil filter down there. Not an easy thing to get to. Doesn't look very old actually. But still, I've got a new one for it, so let's get on. Right, so down there you can see a piece of rag where I've put for the oil filter. Just about make out where the oil filter goes. I've got the oil filter out. As you can see, it's not a very big area, so it's hard to film that. There's the old oil filter. Old oil filter. Not too bad. There's a new one. It does have a plastic top on it. Please take it off. I had one person once who just poked a hole in there and screwed it on. Needless to say, the engine seized up and whatever. I'm going to put a little bit of grease around this bit just so it nicely seals. Okay, nice little bit of grease around there. Anything will do. Yeah, it's copper slip, but that's what I've got at the moment here. Copper slip was nice and handy. This is the good. Do you know, when they designed this engine, it's a damn good engine. But you think they'd put an oil filter somewhere else? I think in my box of stuff for the red one over there, I've got a remote oil filter thing. Try your best not to get this cross-threaded. And you put them on just hand tight. Out comes the cloth. Oil filter in. Then we get on to engine oil. And just as a right, that pipe went from there round to there. That bit broke off. It's got very brittle. It's got a hole in here. Ever just bend it and it'll break. It's just really, really, really not good at all. That's why I replaced this piece with what I've got. Again, limited resources. Okay, so very often I will get a funnel to go in here. But I don't have time. And here we have my oil. Come in. Let's see how good I am at pouring. Not bad today. It's when it goes glug glug. This is classic engine oil. 2050. That's what it says on there anyway. It's a mineral. And it's a premium performance. Premium performance formula. I think these engines take about 4.5 litres, so I'll take most of this. There's my dog gone. Okay, let's see what it says. Right, I'll give it a dip and see what it says, but one of the favourite things from Mazda mx5s is this. They snap off. All to do with heat. It's been hot and cold because they're in quite a place there, aren't they, next to the exhaust. Let's have a look. Ah, it's up to full mark there. So I'll just add a drop more. Add a drop more just for the oil filter. And give it a start up. the way. That out the way. Running nicely. Oh, some little under there. Nothing pouring out all over the floor. It's always a good sign. Let's have a wander inside. So that's good. Look, we're ticking over at oh, fuel gauge is very empty. Ticking over at just over 1,000 now because it's so cold. Oil pressure is pretty good, where it should be. Nice. And the horn works. Right, I'll switch it off now and then go check the oil level. So give it a minute or two to settle. And dip it again. See what it is. Just on the full mark. We shall put a splash in. Did well there, didn't spill a drop. So we got nose oil done, got nose oil done, everything like that done. We'll go and have another start up. They're not the biggest of places, these aren't, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. Here we've got also, there's Dave the dog. He's a good boy. Who's a good boy, Dave is? He's had a bit of an operation and he's not feeling so well. So he's just gonna blob down there, look. Right, for an mx5, that runs nice. Sounds nice on the engine. That's a lovely engine. All there's left to do now is clean it, take it back for a retest and see if it passes. It's been standing around a while. As you can see, there's a little bit of growth here and there. Not to worry, eh?
That's all for this one, folks. Next time I will be looking at the headlights, cleaning and polishing, and the MOT retest. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. It's free to subscribe and helps a lot. See you next time.